Hello, everyone. It has been forever, but I'm Brad Nelson, and I'm finally here to bring you an Open Series spotlight from a deck that won SEG Denver in the hands of Vikram Kudva. It's an Esper Tokens variant that was very similar to something that top aided a GP most recently, but he kind of solved the deck and made it a little bit better than it was. But we're on the play here in our first round of our 5-match league that I'll be playing with you guys today. Our opponent's on the mulligan, which is good. And we're going to start off with Shambling Vents. A card that I have been very happy with lately. Right when the set came out, we ended up playing it Obs on deck without 4 of these. That was a mistake. Soon after it won the Pro Tour, and everyone realized how good this card actually was. Alright, well, I thought I was going to see a Warden, but instead it's a Blister Pod. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start off with Seeker. Next turn we'll Shambling Vents and Silk Wrap, hopefully a creature better than Blister Pod. So I'm guessing that this might be... This could be the what was it, the $2 standard deck, that 5-0 daily? Um... Hmm. Alright, well, we got resources to spare. Plus, I don't want to trade my entire Seeker for the front halves of 2 Blister Pods. That doesn't seem fair. Especially since we'll be able to fetch next turn and start attacking with Shambling Vents if that's the best play that we have for us. But here... Alright, so I'm going to fill some turn 3 Coco action. That's what I'm sensing. I don't think we're going to be doing any attacking next turn. Alright. Ooh, we might see something that is not Collected Company. Oh no! That is some spicy 2-for-1 action. Isn't this called Esper Tokens? Isn't Executioner not supposed to be good against me? Alright, so what's our play? Is our play Gideon? It's not. Our play is Duress, take a Coco, hopefully. Rally N Company. Alright, so I'm guessing that the Company is the most scary card at this time. We're going to Silk Grab this Executioner. And we're going to put our third creature into play. Alright, so just a Cutthroat. Cutthroat's fine. We can ignore that for a while. So we'll just drop that into play. We could be fetching and thinning our deck, but I'd rather wait until I know exactly what I want. Like there, I could go get some dual land as well, but who knows, we might want our land untapped next turn. And this is like the beauty of these Shambling Vents. Like, if these were just lands, like a lot of decks that don't play manlands are, you just end up flooding out. Like, I would just have no resources at the time, but now I just have these creatures that can attack. Did he draw? Why didn't he attack? Why didn't our opponent attack? So, our opponent might not have attacked. What? There's no reason not to attack. I'm not buying any. Alright, I'll just walk into something. Like, if it's a Coco, it's disguised by not attacking. Alright. Just gonna preserve that life total. Another forest. Still a land away from the rally. Now that's a little scary. That gives our opponent a little bit of go-off power. Now we could mentor here. Or we could just ruin his path and make a 4/4. I like that. So I'm just gonna go get an island here since we have plenty of lands. And I'm going to no. Next turn get a token out of the deal. Yeah. I'm not we should try to get as many resources as possible out of our stuff just because if our opponent starts doing fantastic things. Alright, well, we have a mentor. Our opponent is successfully playing around Ruinous Path. Alright, the main phase Coco. And a Cutthroat. You know, there's a good chance that I'm about to have a cat. this is Todd's cat. I'm recording at Todd's because my computer still doesn't work, does it? Alright, you're gonna have to go. Alright, so we have a cut. That's gonna be nice. I don't know how. So for this turn, I don't feel like just casting this and awakening. No, that's really good. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, so we're going to kill the Cutthroat or the Carrier Thrall. We kill the Cutthroat so that next turn we're guaranteed to gain 6 life. Well, not guaranteed, but on board we're guaranteed. So now we'll attack for 3, and our opponent will probably block. And they have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, not really. We're not dead to a white source by any means. That's 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, just 13 damage. Alright, so this is a good attack. Ooh. Totally not what I should be doing, but or wait. So if we play Obnixilis, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can deal 11 damage this turn. That is not enough. We can spread out the damage by doing this, but we'd want to leave up a black source. So what do we do on this turn? We can Obnixilis and get another token, but next turn the rally is going to be annoying. Our opponent's going to have 2 Scions left over afterwards. Alright. I like doing this and just attacking. So now the rally is worth a good portion of life. Maybe casting Obnixilis was better that turn. Probably was by like every metric. Alright, Alright, so I guess we'll just cast it this turn. Get another token. Draw a card, and I'll lose a life. I'll play that, and I will play... Wait, we don't need that. We can keep the 4/4 up just in case. I don't think this 1 point of life is going to matter. We'll go get Sunken Hollow since we have a Plains for multiple Shambling Vents, and we'll play the Seeker. And we're not going to attack. We could attack with like one creature, prompting it, but I'd rather force the opponent to have to wait another turn. Don't draw Blister Pod. Okay. Another Mentor. Ooh. Let's draw a card, get that out of the way. Alright, so we're just going to play another Mentor. And we're going to prompt... I don't want to throw too many resources, because it's kind of like throwing them away. We're just going to attack with the Shambling Vent. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Alright, so yeah, I had to sack again. I was just gonna wait. Oh, it's sacking the tokens. Alright, so now that there's the third, I'm just gonna animate and gain 6 life. And just F6 because I have no other plays. I'm just gonna let my opponent do whatever they want to do with this turn, since I'm already down on clock anyway. And so, opponent's just going to get a lot of triggers, and but might sack this, should, won't. Yeah, will. So next turn we'll have to respond if our opponent has another rally with killing, well now it might be too late, but killing one of these in response to one of the tokens, and that would keep us alive for a turn. But yeah, this means the game is over. So I deal 4 damage with a spell, or 1 with the extra, so it is well, so we can animate an extra one, but we actually miss out on 1 point of damage by casting the cut now. And if we just naturally draw a land, I think our opponent's just dead. But oh yeah, we would have had to draw a land for that to even be a thing. So Yeah, so here we're just going to cut this. Why is magic like this? Seriously? I just put one, two. I cast a spell for 1 mana and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things on the stack. My opponent sacrificed one thing, put 5 things on the stack. But it's not even like there's a lot going on. It's just like annoying, repetitive things. And then people start casting Painful Truths and drawing way too many cards. And truth be told, I have no idea if my opponent's dead or not, but I do know that I'm going to. So if they block here, they take 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not even dead. That's so annoying. So I might still be. Oh, I can gain. Alright. Probably tapped wrong somewhere. I can gain 8 this turn though, and hopefully that keeps me alive. No, I cut and animated, so I did not tap incorrectly. I probably fetched. No, I fetched for the sunken, so I didn't do anything incorrectly there either. Alright, so we're back to 23. The amount of damage and life exchange in this game is comical. Alright, so we win. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get those counter spells. Stratus Dancers, Dispel. Let's make these things bigger. So for everyone at home. Alright, Infinite Obliteration seems great. Ultimate Price seems good. Cards that don't. Ruinous Path. Sorin can gain us a bunch of life. Gideon's put pressure on our opponents. Obnixila seems terrible. Cuts don't seem that good. Duress seems fine, but I don't want to have all 4 since we're bringing out this counter magic in. But I want them to be good for this, but there's just not a lot. Like, it's so easy to whiff and then die a couple turns later to one of those cards. Utter End seems bad. Do these Dragon Lords seem good? Yeah, they just fly over all of this nonsense. Take a Seeker out. I don't really want to draw too many Seekers. They don't seem good in the matchup. And I'm not lying. I don't know how to sideboard this. This is just all on feel. But it feels pretty good. Like, my opponent's playing black-green stuff. This hand's sweet. Alright, so we're going to keep, since we have a turn 2 Jace, and this looks like an Esper Dragon's opening hand, but I guess the Caves of Koilos are in here. No need to actually go and play Duress on turn 1. I don't think our opponent's going to have any answer to a Jace. And so we're just, I mean, I guess they could have Executioner, but Executioner isn't really an answer. Or something that we could Duress. Ooh. So what do we name? I guess just Husk. I don't think our opponent is going to be able to get us out with Executioner targets. Alright, good. Sifter will allow us to name Husk. And we're just going to do that right away. Don't yet, because this can get a white. We might want a white source in play in case we draw Gideon, which is a definite possibility, but I want this to block here. So I think I'm just going to lose a life. In all the wrong ways. Alright, Infinite Obliteration. Nantuko Husk. Alright, so let's grab all those husks. We cannot find any in the opening or in the hand. And our opponent's hand is Pod that was just drawn. Company, Languish, Cutthroat. I guess we could just take all the Cutthroats out of their deck. Sorin. Alright, so what is in our opponents? A couple ascendancies, some horospecs, their own infinite obliteration, Minister of Pain, languish, collected. Alright, okay, sure. There was a time in my life that I would take screenshots of my opponent's decks when I cranialed them in some fashion and use that as a reference, or actually for deck building. Like if I was playing a deck that could surgical extraction, I would always just take copies of my opponent's deck so I could like research and have this plethora of knowledge that I can look through. So here comes another sifter. So we're actually going to be getting dealt the beats a little bit. We're gonna have to find something. Jace is not something. Do we want to flip our Jace? I don't. Well, I mean, we can either have it as a blocker or flip it, but I think we might need the resource here, so. Do we want it flipped, though? Flipped means it has a target on its hand. It also means we can play our Jace. So we do want it flipped, and this means we want to go get a Plains. In case we draw a Monastery Mentor. Ha-ha! Aha! Alright, so we'll get rid of one of these caves, because they're boring. Tick up on a Catacomb. Play a Mentor. Duress our opponent. Have 2 triggers go on the stack. That will just multiply exponentially. Get that Collected Company. Or that Sorin. What's scarier? Sorin's scary. So we have no way to attack at it. A couple creatures isn't scary, but a Sorin is scary. But Collected Company could hit Minister of Pain, killing one of our creatures, and we might not know. Sorin's a pretty good card. Even though it never really sees any play, it is good. I think it has to be what we take. Oh yeah, all those tokens are going to get pluses. Yeah, we have to take the Sorin. Just hope that we can amass some kind of board over the next couple turns. So our opponent's able to attack with this. Next turn we can flashback Infinite Obliteration on Cutthroats if we want to, and that'll trigger our Mentor, gain us another token, and we'll be able to play this, and because we have 2 basics, we can go fetch up another Sunken, but there's no point in a Sunken. We'll just get a Swamp, and then we will be having a pain-free life. And our opponent has to decide whether to play the Cutthroat and the Blister Pod or the Collected Company, and I think they should just play Collected Company, but maybe they're not. Could use one of our heavy hitters, though. No. Okay, I was like, my opponent draw one of those obs on ascendancies. They'll be messed up. Well, that's just happening. I'm not gonna trade my mythic rare for my opponent's uncommon. That's just a limited rule that I always apply. That's why I'm so good at the format. Now our opponent's going to get to double scry prior to the Collected Company. It's like a Collected Company for 8. It's busted. It's either for 8 or 1. Alright, so top. So it's a 1. I've done this before. I'm like, ooh, that's a creature I want. Keep it on top. And then that's the only creature I hit. I don't know if there's anything more tilting than a Collected Company with. Or that. I guess that kills a token, but our opponent just has just this army of 2/3s. And we have like no protection for this. I don't even know what our protection would be. Gideon and just immediately ultimate? Bottom. Top. Alright, so our opponent has something they want. A little late to the party. I think we're just going to have to play. We're going to have to tick up. What is our opponent guaranteed to have in hand? Nothing too special anymore. Yeah, just a cutthroat and a blister pod. And a languish and something else. And a top card. We could infinite obliteration here and get a token. You know, I actually don't mind that. I don't know what's on top of the deck, but I'm scared of it. Alright. Then we can just get rid of our opponent's Zulaport Cutthroat. Is that how you pronounce it? Alright, so Zulaport Cutthroat. Alright. Oh no! They did draw the opposite ascendancy. I should have dressed. I should have dressed! Oh, why am I so stupid? I'm so dead. Oh no, I'm shaking. Oh, I should have just dressed. I can't beat that card. I can't beat that card. Just there's nothing I can do. Can't beat it. Alright, so our opponent definitely brings in more spells against us. Huh. This didn't even feel that good. It felt too slow. It was like a waste of time. But I don't think it is. Alright, I'm gonna just not have that much targeted removal. I'm gonna have all 3 duresses. I want that Sorn though. I want to make sure that I can like put things on the board as well. And I think maybe this is the best configuration. That's if these obliterations are even good. Yeah. This is a hand that I can get behind. Keep. Why not? Probably just gonna jump past the Seeker, start slamming Mentors, and start trying to get as many creatures in play as possible. We might be able to overpower our opponent, actually. Yeah, it's always weird with Seeker and Jace right beside each other. You can just tell which one's more powerful. Like, I'm guessing there are matchups where you want to play the Seeker first, but, like, any hand with all 3 of your creatures. Gotcha! And no land? Oh. It's a runaway. We'll get rid of this land. Go get a plains just to keep the thinning on. I guess maybe getting plains was bad because then we're just going to have to flip our Jace, and I don't think we're ready for that yet. If our opponent like interacts with us once. Alright, so a blister pod off a forest. Is it double pod? Living that double pod life. This is what you'd like to call going ham next turn. I just want to dump as much on the board as possible into the languish so that I can feel bad about myself. Ooh. Hopefully that's the play. That is the play. I'm not going to give our opponent any resources here. Hoping that they don't have languish. Come on, Gideon. Just snap off that Gideon emblem. Here, I think we can just... Alright, so I'm going to fetch for... more black mana. I'm going to... Silk Wrap. One of these blister pods. Oh, that's on the stack? Okay. So that happens. Can't attack, because I want to draw Gideon. Or a counter spell. Maybe it's better to just, because then I could have... I only have 2 counters I'm drawing into compared to 2 Stratus Dancers I could have drawn into if I didn't play that. Ooh. So our opponent definitely has Stupid Languish. So this has to be good. Gideon. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Unless I'm trying to cast it in my damage step like an idiot. And play that. We're just going to tick up. And it pretty much guarantees that our opponent has to have it. But sadly, I think they do. Oh, it's too good. I mean, it's not good, but it's too good. Alright. If I tap 3 to animate that and attack. I can't play my super cool Gideon, so we'll just... but I don't have a spell, so this can trade. Whatever. We'll trade with, I have a kitty again. Alright, you gotta move. Sorry, Yiga. I just really want to find a Gideon, an emblem, so that our opponent cannot beat the Dragon Lord. Or a counterspell. There's the Gideon. Alright, so that's sweet. Y. To be fair, this is, I guess I'm playing a little bit unusual because this is the first time I ever played on Todd's computer. Alright. Do your worst. Alright. We won round one. Will we win round two? You'll have to wait and see. I guess not that long. You can just scroll down and click it. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.